Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta Antya Lila, Chapter 16. Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu tastes nectar from the lips of Lord Shri Krishna. The 16th chapter is summarized by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Amrita Pravaha Bhasya. When the Bengali devotees of the Lord returned to Jagannath Puri, a gentleman named Kalidas, who was an uncle of Raghunath Das Goswami, went with them to see Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Kalidas had tasted the remnants of food of all the Vaishnavas in Bengali, even Jadu Thakur. Because of this, he received the shelter of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri. When Kavi Karnapura was only 7 years old, he was initiated by Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu into the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He later became the greatest poet among the Vaishnava Acharyas. When Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu ate the remnants of food known as Vallabha Bhog, he described the glories of such remnants of the Lord's food, and then fed all the devotees the prasadam. Thus they all tasted Adharamrita, the nectar from the lips of Lord Shri Krishna. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanyam, Krishna Bhavamritam Hiya, Asvadyasvadayam Bhaktan, Premadiksham Ashikshayat. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, who personally tasted the nectar of ecstatic love for Krishna, and then instructed his devotees how to taste it. Thus he enlightened them about ecstatic love of Krishna to initiate them into transcendental knowledge. Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Nityananda. All glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of the Lord. Ehi Mata Mahaprabhu Rahena Nila Chale, Bhakta Gana Sange Sada, Prema Vivhale. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu thus stayed at Jagannath Puri in the association of his devotees, always merged in ecstatic devotional love. Varshantare Ailasa Bhago Dhira Bhakta Gana Purvavat Asi Kaila Prabhura Milana. The next year, as usual, all the devotees from Bengal went to Jagannath Puri, and as in previous years, there was a meeting between Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu and the devotees. Tansabara Sanghe Aila Kalidasa Nama Krishna Nama Vinatenho Nahi Kahe Ana. Along with the devotees from Bengal came a gentleman named Kalidas. He never uttered anything but the holy name of Krishna. Mahabhagavata tenho sarala udhara Krishna nama sankete chalaya vyavahara. Kalidas was a very advanced devotee, yet he was simple and liberal. He could chant the holy name of Krishna while performing all his ordinary dealings. He would chant the holy name of Krishna while performing all his ordinary dealings. Kotu kete tenho yadi pashaka kelhaya Hare Krishna Krishna kari pashaka chalaya. When he used to throw dice in jest, he would chant Hare Krishna while throwing the dice. Purport. In this connection, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur warns the men of this age not to imitate the jesting of a Mahabhagavat like Kalidas. If someone imitates him by playing with dice or gambling while chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, he will certainly become a victim of offenses unto the holy name. As it is said, Hari Nama Bhole Pape Pravrti. One must not commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Playing with dice is certainly gambling, but it is clearly said here that Kalidas did this only in jest. A Mahabhagavat can do anything, but he never forgets the basic principles. Therefore it is said, Tanra Vakya Kriya Mudra Vijjenha Na Bujhayhaya. No one can understand the activities of a pure devotee. We should not imitate Kalidas. Raghunata dasere tinho haya gyati kudha Vaishnavera uchiste kaite tinho haila buddha. Kalidas was an uncle of Raghunath Das Goswami. Throughout his entire life, even in his old age, he tried to eat the remnants of food left by Vaishnavas. Godadeshe hayayata Vaishnavera gana Sabhara uchista tinho karila bojana. Kalidas ate the remnants of food of as many Vaishnavas as there were in Bengal. 10. Brahmana Vaishnavayata Chota Badahaya Uttama Vastu Betalana Tanratani Yaya. He would go to all the Vaishnavas born in Brahmana families, be they neophyte or advanced devotees, and present them with gifts of first-class eatables. 11. Tanratani Sesha Patra Layena Magiya Kahanna Paya Tabe Rahe Lukana. He would beg remnants of food from such Vaishnavas, and if he did not receive any, he would hide. Bojana Karila Patra Felana Yaya Lukana Sai Patra Anichati Kaya. After the Vaishnavas finished eating, they would throw away their leaf dishes, and Kalidas would come out of hiding, take the leaves, and lick up the remnants. Sudra Vaishnavera Yaya Betalana Eimata Tanra Uchista Kaya Lukana. He would also take gifts to the homes of Vaishnavas born in Sudra families. Then he would hide, and in this manner eat the remnants of food they threw away. Bhunimali Jati Vaishnava Jarutanra Nama Amra Falalana Tenho Gela Tanrastana. There was a great Vaishnava named Jadu Thakur, who belonged to the Bhunimali caste. Kalidas went to his home, taking mangoes with him. Purport. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur remarks, both Kalidas and Jadu Thakur are worshipped at a place called Śrī Patabhati, in the village known as Bedo or Bauduya. This village is situated about 3 miles south of the village of Krishnapur, the birthplace of Raghunath Das Goswami, which is about 1 mile west of the Bandel junction of Burdwan line. A post office there is named Devanandapur. Jadu Thakur used to worship the deity of Sri Madana Gopal. The deity is still worshipped by one Rama Prasad Das, who belongs to the Ramayet community. It is said that the deity worshipped by Kalidas had been worshipped until recently in the village of Shanka on the bank of the Saraswati River, but the deity was taken away by a gentleman named Matilhala Chattopadhyaya from the village of Triveni. The deity is now being worshipped at his place. Amra beta diya tanra charana vandila tanra patnire tabe namaskara kaila. Kalidas presented the mangoes to Jadu Thakur and offered him respectful obeisances. Then he also offered respectful obeisances to Thakur's wife. Patni sahita tenho achenha vasiya bahusamana kaila Kalidasera dekhiya. When Kalidas went to Jadu Thakur, he saw that saintly person sitting with his wife. As soon as Jadu Thakur saw Kalidas, he likewise offered his respectful obeisances unto him. Ishtagosti katakshana karitanrasane Jadu Thakura kahetanre madhura vachane. After a discussion with Kalidas that lasted for some time, Jadu Thakur spoke the following sweet words. Amini cha jati tumi atiti sarvotama kun prakare karimu ami tumhara sevana. I belong to a low caste, and you are a very respectable guest. How shall I serve you? Agyadeha brahmana gare analana diye tahantumi prashada pau tabe amijiye. If you will permit me, I shall send some food to a brahmana's house, and there you may take prashadam. If you do so, I shall then live very comfortably. Kalidasa kaheta kura kripakara more tumhara darshane ainu mui patita parmare. Kalidas replied, My dear sir, please bestow your mercy upon me. I have come to see you, although I am very fallen and sinful. Pavitra hainu mui Painu darashana kritarta hainu mora safala jivana. Simply by seeing you, I have become purified. I am very much obligated to you, for my life is now successful. Ekavansha hayayadi kripakari kara padaraja deha pada muramate dara. My dear sir, I have one desire. Please be merciful to me by kindly placing your feet upon my head, so that the dust on your feet may touch it. 23. Thakura kahe aiche bat kahi te na yuyaya amini chajati tumi sushagyana raya. Jadu Thakur replied, It does not befit you to ask this of me. I belong to a very low caste family, whereas you are a respectable, rich gentleman. Tabe kali dasashloka pari sunhaila suni Jadu Thakurera bharashuka haila. Kalidas then recited some verses, which Jadu Thakur was very happy to hear. Name bhaktas chaturvedi mad bhaktas vapachapriya tasmai deyam tatograyam sacha pujo yatahiyam. Even though one is very learned scholar in Sanskrit literature, if he does not engage in pure devotional service, he is not accepted as my devotee. But if someone born in a family of dog-eaters is pure devotee with no motives for enjoyment through fruitive activity or mental speculation, he is very dear to me. All respect should be given to him, and whatever he offers should be accepted, for such devotees are indeed as worshipable as I am. This verse, spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is found in the Hari Bhakti Vilas. Vipradvisad gunhayutad aravinda nabaha padaravinda vimukatsva pacham vari histam manyetad arpita mano vachanehit artaha pranam punati sakulam natu burimanna. A person may be born in a Brahmana family and have all 12 Brahminical qualities, But if in spite of being qualified he is not devoted to the lotus feet of Lord Kṛṣṇa, who has a navel shaped like a lotus, he is not as good as a Chandala, who has dedicated his mind, words, activities, wealth, and life to the service of the Lord. Simply to take birth in a Brahmana family or to have Brahminical qualities is not sufficient. One must become a pure devotee of the Lord. If a Svapacha or a Chandala is a devotee, he delivers not only himself but his whole family. Whereas a Brahmana who is not a devotee but simply has Brahminical qualifications cannot even purify himself, what to speak of his family. This and the following verse are quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam 7.9.10 and 3.33.7. And thus ends our reading for today. All glories to Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmala Charya Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Sripad Bhakti Vigyan Muni Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Sripad Bhakti Nishkam Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Pramanandi Haribol. All glories to the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.